Okay, folks, Sam Cinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to thank all of you. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's a tough time for all of us, but we'll continue to ask God. God is going to be in control. There's no way else. We just have to pray. Anyhow, the situation that is happening in Liberia, specifically the situation with our own brother, public work minister, who and I don't see eye to eye, but he's my brother. And we will continue to offer prayer. He'll be fine. We'll pray. But anyway, safety, 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 folks. Before we go on to the show, let's just offer a prayer here. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening. As we allow us to come before you tonight, Lord, we ask you to continue to bless us. Lord, tonight is a very special one. We have our own brother, Minister of Public Work, Mabutu, who is ill. Lord Jesus, the only thing we can come to you and kneel down before you. Please, he's our brother. Please, my Lord, that you grant mercy. The healing power should be pouring all over him, my Lord. We pray in this public manner that he will be okay. Only you that can do those kinds of stuff. He's a family man, just like every one of us. Lord Jesus, we ask you to provide the angel of mercy to make sure that Mabutu is okay. The job you sent him here to do is not done yet, my Lord. Please, let him continue to help this government. I don't agree with them, but they're doing good. Not to my standard, but they're doing good for our people. And the fact that he continued to provide leadership to our people, we ask you, my Lord, that you guide him, that you provide the mercy, speedy recovery, only through you, no medicine, only through you. Whatever you touch, that's the medicine. Whatever you have already designated to get him recovered as soon as possible, that's the medicine. And I want to thank you for providing that medicine. Thank you, my Lord. It's a very special one tonight. And Lord, earlier, before coming on air, usually I pray before coming on air. But I felt that my prayer was going nowhere, and you asked me to do something. And I did. And I feel the peace in me. People who don't know you will not understand that. I was feeling tormented as I was praying. And there was certain thing you ask, a question you ask. And I answered sincerely. And you said, do this, I did. And as I'm praying right now, my spirit is free. And I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for providing the healing for our brother. And we will continue to offer prayer for our brother. Only through you that things will be fine. We ask you to guide him, provide this angel of mercy, angel of spirit recovery for our brother. My Lord, we ask you. We also ask you, my Lord, that you know the disease is out there. The political leaders of this country all over, they're playing politics with the disease. But that's not my concern tonight. My concern is to bring it before you and say, here is the problem we have. Only you that can decide what we do. We ask you to continue to provide the protection for our sisters, our brothers that are working on the front line. Liberian diaspora working on the front line, knowing fully what the house, the building they're going to work, full of this disease. But they trust you and they put their faith in you, my God. And you continue to bring them out, night in, night out, day in, day out, only through your guidance. That they go in there, knowing fully what the disease is in there, but you guide them, and I want to thank you. I also want to ask you, my Lord, to continue to provide that guidance as we go to these places for work. We're not doing it for bluffing. We have to feed family. And since you will not allow us to go steal, you want us to work fairly. You want us to do things according to your will. And so what I'm asking you, my Lord, if you're saying, don't do this, I say, okay, I'm asking you also to provide the way for me. And the strength you give all of us to go to work. You say we shouldn't steal, so we don't steal. You say we shouldn't take something that don't belong to us, so we don't do that. You give us the strength to work hard. And Lord, this is what we're doing. So I know you also ask us to do something, we're doing it. You also providing that safety for us. I know that. And I want to thank you this evening. But I ask you, my Lord, to continue to provide that safety for all of us. We're feeding two tables. Table in the diaspora and table back home. And so please, this disease is out there. Guide us. Guide our hands. And continue to bless us. Lord, we ask you once again, our brother that is ill, we ask for blessing. We ask for speedy recovery. We ask for you to send in the angel of speedy recovery, angel of mercy to be on our minister. My Lord, I want to thank you this evening. Please bless our country and bless our leader and bless the host country as well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, folks, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and have fun. Our president of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected. He didn't come through the position, through the back door, my people. He said, but they say, who that? He said, what time? He said, Friday. He said, what, Mr. Todd? They say, oh, you're not here. He said, I said, but they say, who that? He said, I mean, Ambassador Where? He said, what you want? He said, I want to be your leader. They say, come on in. They elected him, duly elected. And if I was in Liberia, I wasn't going to vote for him. I was here on my own platform, CDC about this job. Your mother gave CDC anything. They ain't able. CDC and Dr. Weir, they can't help us. Your mother gave them the job. The brothers and sisters back on said, Mr. Toe, thank you for your advice, but we know the best. And they elected Dr. Weir. Who am I to say no? I said, thank you. But I told the Liberian people, there's constitution, the same constitution that brought Dr. Weir in, allowed us to respect the constitution, allow us to work with it. 6 years. After 6 years, the door opened. Now, Dr. Weir, people going to come and give something to going to be to the door. Say, what you want? He say, I say, what you can do? What have you done? What have you done for me lately, Dr. Weir? That would be the question. But until then, he's my president. This is the president Liberian people give me. I must respect the president. I must respect the office. Any one of you, those of you that are watching me right now, any of you, Liberian, once you're qualified, you can sit in that office tomorrow. It's then when you say in that office at a time, you want people to respect you. But when somebody else in there, you don't want to respect them. What kind of logic is that? It's not going to work. For me, I will criticize, heavily criticize. But I must do so with respect. I must do so with responsibility. Because any one of you can sit in that office tomorrow. And the same respect that I'm giving Dr. Weir, I will also give you that respect. I may not agree with you, but that does not give me the cause to degrade you and bring you to ridicule. Oh, some of my comments might sound like that. Hey, I'm sorry to say, criticism. But I will do so with respect. This is Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again this evening. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. So before I jump on to my other subject matter here, I'm going to be going all over the place tonight, folks. I'm not into one area. You know, one thing I got to tell you, Liberian people, Dr. Weir is blessed. Yeah. Because every time you push the door, demonstration, protest, and Dr. Weir is back. His back is against the wall. Ooh, what am I going to do, my people? Something told here. Dr. Weir, the one you got the role. Dr. Weir, you were supposed to do this. Before you know, then the protesters themselves, they get Dr. Weir the free pass. They did it again recently. And I'll be honest with you guys. The issue of rape, ridiculous. I've given you guys I say when it comes to rape, I don't know liberal progressive, please. I'm way on the right of Donald Trump. Rape? Please, I beg you, I'm going to bring liberal progressive. Liberal progressive sit down here one place. I'm talking rape. That's ridiculous. Back home, rape. I told you what they can do. You wear your pants, you rape somebody. They say, oh, maybe you know how to wear your pants. So they sew your pants. I'm serious. They sew your pants. And when they sew in your pen, they ain't tell you say move that one side. I said they sew the pen. If they dead, they sew the pen. They're not sewing you, they just sewing the pen. Make sure your pen don't open again. Because that's a ridiculous crime to commit. You want somebody, a person say, I don't want you. You say, okay. But you're not even serious. Then you go to little children. Back home. You know what they used to do? People like that. I'm not saying you're going to do it. I'm just telling you some history. They take lamb, that small lamb, and they put in the, you know what? And they say, go. The lamb going to get rat in your stomach, and you're on your own. What kind of wicked mind is that? They with me. They got together. We're going to demonstrate. Pure and simple. They decided to go demonstrate. The inept people in the government that got nothing to offer Dr. We are they start running their mouth, according to the story. Oh, you sit down here, the opposition using a rape case to tarnish your record, embarrass Liberia. We know where the order come from. They started arresting the people with me. We saw some of the picture. Ridiculous. They asked Dr. Weah. He said, because I sent somebody over already. I don't care, folks. This is a rape case. I don't care. Dr. Weah should have been there to receive the petition. However, let's be truthful now. He's our president. He's the president of the Republic of Liberia. If you go to present anything, petition, and the man say, here's my destiny, this is the person I'm designating to receive that, why will you say no? You give that to the destiny and let that person take it. You have gotten yourself record. They did it with COP again. They were standing on a high platform. COP. Wonderful people, demonstration. They had the government on their bikes. You remember? When they stood on a flat truck bed, higher than the minister just there when they came. This is my petition. Can you imagine? Henry Costa with a petition. Handing it down from up. Down to people like the minister there, the foreign minister there, they all coming down. He said, yeah, our petition. The picture taking. You see where my hand going? My hand not going like this, so it went down. They didn't present nothing. Same thing again. So Dr. Weah is saying, but what do you want me to do? I must say, I don't like the rape stuff. That president, he called himself feminine in chief. But he was not able to receive the petition. You gave that petition to the person, he said you'll give it to, then you'll come and make noise. But you ain't give it to the person, you'll refuse. Are you not disobeying the order of the president? Are you not disrespecting the office of the president? Is it because Dr. Weah is the one that's sitting there? This one part is not right. People when it's not right, you must call it not right. He's the president, duly elected. He said, give the paper to the person. When you finish giving the paper to the person, then you go and have a press conference. We just give this to this person, but this person have not done anything for us. But anyway, the president said, well, yeah. Now they're giving 21 day ultimatum to the president. Well, okay, president come by and say, I don't even see nothing. What you're talking about? Then what you will say? Who advising these people? If I'm in the street to demonstrate and I'm going to present my petition, if the president says something to give it to that chicken, I will give it to the chicken. Or I know the press and everybody will watch me giving it to the chicken. That record. That record. But nothing like that. So my call on this one, why the president, I thought, should have been out there to receive. He's in the right to say this is the person I want. I'm not asking why. Even if the president in the studio making music, that's not my problem. The president said give it to that person. Then, after 1 or 2 days, Mr. President, we gave it to you. What are we doing with it? Where are we? Then you can ask questions. But you didn't give it anything, according to the story. So, what do we do? What do we do? So this one year, the 21 day ultimatum you're giving the president, you can come back to demonstrating. But this time around, don't even connect it with the past demonstration. In your mind, it's connected, but on the public, let it be fresh. Because all of you that are demonstrating, what make you think you can't be president tomorrow? You are Liberian. You care for Liberia. That's why you're in the street for. You care for Liberia as a woman. That's what people beating you for. Because not because if you don't care for Liberia, you just protect you and your family, but you want the entire republic to be protected from these heinous crime. These, I don't want to use that word. This is, but sometimes think, these stupid people, what kind of intellectual? I beg you here. I will use it. I will use it. The crook, criminal, you're going to rape somebody? So I say so. I say stupid. And usually I don't use those kind of word, man. But then when I don't care. I say stupid. But we didn't have that. So that's that. There's another issue. And this one, and that's what I've been saying. Let me see. I don't even have a picture to put up. Mayor Jefferson Kochi, like I said, I'm going all over the place tonight. Mayor Jefferson Kochi, this is why Big Brother Samson been saying to you, you should have and you must go back to school. You're still young. The opposition, they're going to come when the time comes, because you have tasted politics. You're not going to get out. You're not going to get out. You have tasted politics and you're young. By the time you get to your real age, political age, 50 something, 60, by that time, all the crowd who are your opposition, they will be there. You're not preparing yourself. You're not. CDC is not going to remain in power forever. Look what happened here. The journalists, they said they parked their car across. What do you think this is? This is how Frentobo was not brutal like that. I remember, true story, folks. True story. Frentobo used to have a building on Benson, at the corner of Benson, and I think the McDonald Street, where they used to, the street they have Oreo, used to have Oreo, intercept Camp Johnson Road. He used to have his house there. So lunchtime, he used to come in. And when the man come, lunchtime, that whole entire side road from the, I think that demonstration, from that school building, all the way to Benson Street, nobody cross on the right-hand side if you're walking towards Benson Street. You cross there, they're kind of beating you again. True story. And same thing here. Then what is different? Then why do we even bother about the Civil War? If we're going to pick exactly from what the people used to do, what's the point? What was the point? I thought we fought Civil War here so that we will bring changes to our brothers and sisters. Because somebody parked their car near the house of Mayor Kochi that is fenced. But why do you expect for these people to behave differently? It says not the same Jefferson Kochi who told us that his revolutionary got stuck behind enemy line. Opposition, he called them enemy. Behind enemy line, he want to go and get them. They're not saying Jefferson Kochi. If you're going to lead young people, and most of the people that are working for you, either your crowd or you're older than them, and you're going to lead them with that kind of behavior, and you expect them overnight to drop the behavior now? They're not saying Jefferson Kochi. Here's what Jefferson Kochi continue to do. Even if you come out and distance yourself from these kinds of behavior, the people got things on you, people writing on you daily. You're in power now. But one of these days, this thing will come back and you will have to answer. Not this press conference you have denouncing and say you're going to arrest people and what have you. Why these people? My question to Jefferson Kochi, why you always, people gravitate towards you, people with these kinds of behavior, why are they gravitating towards you? Have you even asked yourself? I'm a decent human being. I'm here doing good for my country. Why these kinds of people always coming towards me? There's another article that was written about this armed robber guy in Liberia. They said they're connecting you with that. Why is these things always coming towards you? We heard this the Facebook archive where Madam Justina Taylor made some ridiculous statement. I thought they were ridiculous. But how do you get out of those things? Yeah, we got your press conference denouncing it and turning the people over to police for investigation. That's fine. But how and why did they even come close to you? People with that kind of behavior will guide your house. Don't you guys have some sort of a test to know who has those kind of behavior that will be coming towards you? This you can't, Koji, this one is on you. You're gonna have to look inside to say, what am I doing? We heard the last time. There's a leaked tip from Bon County Superintendent saying it was you, Michael Tuer, that were running the government. Why do these kinds of people continue to gravitate towards you? People who have a tendency to be violent. Why are they coming towards you? If you're not a violent person, you will not attract anybody. And I'm not suggesting that you are. But I'm saying you need to look. You need to look at yourself. Look at yourself. Why? Ask yourself a question. Don't just come and get a press conference and we say yes. These things are not decent. We will continue with it until you guys find out. These things are not decent. That's one of the reasons why we continue to suggest to you people. Don't just get people who will say, Saul. Get somebody to work with you and say, Mr. Koji, they want to buy it wrong. I don't care what the person that Pupu Prantu said. But get somebody who will say no to you sometimes. You might not like it, but they are helping you straighten up your character. If you get yes sir, yes ma'am, everybody around you, you think you're in heaven. You don't think you're doing wrong. You don't think you're doing wrong. But look at that kind of thing now. You are forever connected to that. Even if you're not fully involved. Who house? I say who house? Jefferson Kochi house. Who are those? City's police. Mayor Kochi. City police. You see where I'm going with this kind of ridiculous accusation? Why I'm tying you with this thing? This thing, you're young. You're young. You have, even if you want to stay, you have to be in it for the people. Samson told LeBron Pablo Rito, folks, we're just having fun here this afternoon. Let me go on to the next subject matter. And then after that, then I will go to my main topic here tonight. As usual, this is all about voter and voters' behavior. We have been, I'm not going to consider it entertaining, but I'm not too sure how to classify it. Where the gospel singer, Kevin, I think his name, Giving, have gone on the offensive of this bishop. First thing is this. Like I said, let's put the right where the right belongs, according to me. I'll say my right is your right. I say my right, you can say, no, that's wrong. That's up to you. I'm not telling you to accept my right. Okay. Well, here is it. They say church separation of churches and state. Why, Father, why have you guys not ordaining or bringing to pour oil all over in all these years? Why now? And then there's a title on there to say endorse. Why you guys do that? That was wrong. Because when you pastor and the bishop, then what you're faced to realize is this. We're all serving the same God. Well, other people serve different, but for me, I know who I'm serving. But if you're going to come out publicly and pour oil on him, and then you come out that you're going to endorse, you are a head of a congregation. And the congregation is not monolithic in structure, monolithic in concrete. I mean everything together. The sidewall, the sidewall, the curb, everything makes together the same. You guys are not like that. You have people coming towards you as a bishop to guide them towards God. That's your job. They come to you and you pray as an overseer of their behavior against God or whatever the boundary between they and Jesus, you're there. But you took your overseeing business, then you put it one side, then you join to politics, then you're wondering if people cuss you up? Then you're wondering if people cuss you up? That politics. The Liberian politics. Have you not heard Liberian politics lately? Where people can use Marcos? You've never heard that? Liberian politics? The new phenomenon that is happening? You take your bishop coat and everything and put it aside. You took it and put it, then you join the politics. Not only did you join the politics, but you have decided to take side. So some of your, even people who are your members, that are not supporting the idea of taking side, they're grumbling. And now they're grumbling, they're ready to start grumble. This is what's going on. So this lady said, this near you're too much. She considered your oil fake oil. And start calling names. How other bishops, then they just lying. How when they go to Nigeria, they do all kind of nyama thing. Where are we going? Even Mother Dukley, the woman, when she read it on Sunday morning, the entire Montreal population, you get your FM radio, you like this, listening to her, because Mother Dukley getting ready to criticize the government again today. You not hear what she got to say. But your pa, you're not just criticizing. It's not necessarily criticizing. Because as a preacher, as a pastor, as a bishop, your job is for people to do the right thing. Not only calling them to God, but if they do the right thing as leaders, you know that God will continue to bless that country. That's your job. But instead, you got two people fighting for a specific position. Then you say, oh, the position you're fighting for, the other member ain't good. That is what we want. Who are you? Where are you? What particular point you're trying to make? And then after that, when confusion started among these young people, then you want to be part of the church and church council of churches to come and be the arbiter. In other words, you're ready to come in to make decision. And if the people looking at you already, you already take side. How are you going to settle issue when time comes tomorrow? What do you want people to do? Come make reference to you? Oh, the bishop. You're not go talk to the bishop. Because they believe you, the bishop, you're wise. Because you're in the Bible all the time. And you're reading the words of wise men. So they come to you. When you come in public and naked yourself, and you expect people to, they are Liberian politics. What are you going to say? What are you causing me for? And what are you more disgracing me for? No. That's our opinion. Stay on your side, and people will always respect you. You have decided in life, I want to be ordained. I want to be part of the church. You have the choice. Before you became bishop, you could have become a politician. But you said, no, you don't want to do that. You want to be the overseer of all the wicked people, all the sinners like me, to pray for me so that God will open my way. That's your job. If you're going to pray for Tomofala publicly, you can do so. But to say we endorse, what is it Tomofala doing that will encourage you not to endorse? Why are you endorsing Tomofala? Is Dallas they don't going around breaking churches? Is Dallas they don't going around burning churches in Liberia? If Dallas they don't going around kicking church people from property he own or whatever? Why? Then why, I'm sorry to say we'll continue to pray for each other, but then I can't help you. God said that. Okay? It's ridiculous. What you guys did was bad. Ridiculous. It's not because I'm against Tomofala, but let's be fair. You have already moored yourself in a specific position in a community, where the community members look at you differently than they look at Dr. Weir. Whenever you step somewhere, people sit down quiet, even if you're older than them. Some of them, people let you, Bishop, come sit down. As small as you are in age now, they say, come sit down. Not because they're scared of you, but because who you represent. You represent things of God. You represent things of God. So that when you pray, people believe in you. But when you do these kinds of stuff, and you expect when the young people start having some scrabbling among themselves, then you want to be invited to sit in the platform seat as a member of the churches of council. The other churches of council, the children said, no, that man, you're not sitting there. We don't want him. I don't want him. If you're going to keep it there, I got nothing to say to you. Then what you will say now? You're always selling your respect. I don't know for money, and that's not my point. I said sell. You don't have to sell anything with money. When you're limiting yourself, you're limiting your. I don't know how you guys came up with that decision. Who was advising you? And maybe that's some of the reason why we have issue. Okay. Now, folks, good evening. Thank you for staying with us. I'm just giving you all these points here this evening Okay. Uh, One other thing I want to say, and they want part, I take it sour. You can abuse me, you can curse me if you want. I don't care. My political leader, Nyam Lee, she was dancing the other day. Now, when I watch her video, let me take the politics aside for a minute. When I watched Nyam Lee dancing on that video, I couldn't help it but cry, to be honest with you. She has gone through a lot. And for her own people, the pastor people, to bring that joy in her, I want to take this opportunity to say, pastor people, whether you're voting for her or not, but the fact that you'll make your daughter to smile again, my hat off to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. She's a wife of a late friend of mine. I know her. But for her to be on that video, I wanted to play the video, but I thought, no, I don't want to do that. She's a private person, if you know her. Very private. But she was on that video, singing in her dialect and dancing while her friend was driving. I felt within myself, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. Please continue to put smile on people's daughter's face. She have gone through a lot. They used to be referred to as power couple. The husband and herself, she was senator, the husband representative. The only two people in the whole Liberia that I know that are considered power couple, and something tragic happened to the husband. And this woman, she has gone through a lot. The pain. But when she, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not being tribalistic here this afternoon, folks. But those of us from the countryside, and even those of you from the civilized side too, sometimes things get hot, real difficult, and you're thinking to yourself, and every one of us, don't tell me you haven't experienced something like that, not as tragic as our situation, but I'm sure in your life. And then you're thinking to yourself, what am I going to do? Who am I going to turn to? One way or the other, the smile going to come back to your face again. And that's exactly what the people of Grand Bassa country have done. Whether she's going to be re-elected or not, that's not even my point this afternoon. But the mere fact, she just left from here. She left from here. I think she get there on Friday night, Saturday morning. They had that gathering. So she herself, I believe she was surprised. But she felt the power of prayer, the power of the people to say in their spirit, we know what you're going through, my sisters, and we're here for you. Bassa people, you're something else. Thank you. Whether you're re-elect her or not, that's not my point. But as a human being, the kind of thing, the kind of loving relationship you have with her, you show her not only is she somebody's daughter, but that she is the true daughter of the entire county, whether they're voting for her or not. The way we, people that are not Bassa people, the way we saw that. Yeah, if I could speak Bassa right now, I'll be singing in Bassa. Thank you. Thank you to bring smile to my sister once again. Thank you. I mean, she had a picture, smiling all the way. Bassa people. I don't even know how they say in Bassa. Be moins, no, that be moins than I. But I will speak Kran. Moi trou, moi sugo. Oh, in Bassa too they can say zuo. Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you very much. If we have issue in the community, and this is what I was surprised about the Civil War. And many of the people in Grand Bassa country that show up that day, not everyone was Bassa people. There were some other tribe, Kran, Nima, all over. They were there too. But this is what I mean to lift somebody's spirit up. We, the family and friends, will never forget that moment. And then after that, you could see on her page, on her Facebook page, laughing. I love it. And I want to thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. It has nothing to do with politics, but you guys have demonstrated once again that politics does not mean hate. I wish people in Liberia will follow the spirit of Grand Bassa County. Politics does not transfer to hate. You can disagree, but when it comes to loving, you're there for that person. I'm not even going to say there was opposition. All I know, the entire Grand Bassa County came together. Whether liberty or no liberty, that's not even my concern. All I know, the entire Grand Bassa County came together to make their daughter to smile. That's all that I take out of it. And I want to thank you. All right. Folks, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. One last thing, then I can move on. This one, I got to showcase now. I got to show myself a little bit, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Very interesting thing. Things that have been happening. Okay. People right now, they're going around. Oh, the other man platform, that fake platform. The other man platform, that fake platform, that not good platform. Oh, what kind of platform this is? All kinds of things. So I want to show you guys here tonight that, hey, Samson to, and that's fake platform. Okay? Let me show you now. Samson to, LIBERIA Public Radio. Okay, you see it? Yeah. You see the LIBERIAN flag? You see this? Wifey picture? Well, come on now. What am I saying? Your, excuse me. Let me just show you. You see it? That my older son here. That Samson told you. He was dry. He was dry like a dry bunny. That how many years ago? Yeah. You see it? Yeah. That pure thing. That not fake platform. Okay? That not fake platform. You see it? Yeah, the light there that I'm using. Yeah, all the stuff there. You see the clock on the wall? This is real wall. Real wall. Okay? So, I just want to show you. Now, if I wanted the studio to be different thing, that different thing I can do. Okay? So this is not a fake platform. All right? I said here, you see here? That glass here. That glass. See, look at my finger. On the glass. You see it? You see the glass? You see it? You see the glass? You see it? Then on top of the glass, I have another one. Okay? So this is not a fake studio. Okay? I'm finished here. Y'all follow it. From now on, y'all will not call me flat fake story. You see that? You see this? You see it? Alright? You see it? They want people that glass here, but you can see through it. You see it? You see the floor? Alright. Enough. So you come back again, call me fake. That's your business. I finished showing you now. Alright? Alright. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm doing this so people will know that we're not fake. We're very serious. Alright? Okay, let's go to our real stuff here. Alright. There's a reason, but I'm not going to go into that. One last thing before I move on to my show tonight. And this is one person I consider his son. The other person I consider his little brother. And this message is going out to Ashford Galley Costa, Henry Costa, a brother and a son. Folks, you're stop it. You're stop it. This is not necessary. For those of us that have the platform, we can disagree. But if you have already put yourself to a level in a community, you don't need to get involved in these things. And I'm not going to go into what happened, what didn't happen. That's not my issue. But I want this thing to stop. It's not necessary. We criticize government. We use this platform to criticize government. Why are we doing that? What exactly the reason? Are we doing it because we want something for ourselves? I don't think so. People like Costa, they do these things here to make sure people live properly. Ashford Gali, the giant, it's not just in America. This young man been doing this thing for a very long time. He has already built himself a follower. He didn't just start this thing 10, 15, 20. The man been doing it for a very long time when he was very young. Same thing with Costa. Costa has built himself a follower as well. So please, I as an older brother, I'm begging you guys. What are you for or against? That's not my issue. Let us stop these things. Let's use this platform like you continue to do to educate each other. Now, every one of us has a different way of delivering our messages. And I'm not questioning that. But to turn to it, even people that you don't share the same idea, people that I consider the other side platform, I will not even have argument with them. Let us don't do that, because Liberian platform that we use, most of it are to enlighten our brothers and sisters. We might have a different way of carrying it out, but that's not even the issue. But we cannot have that. Please. Please. And the reason why you said, but Mr. Toh, people have also been insulting each other on platform. Well, yeah, I understand that. But when it comes close like that, then I need to step in as the older brother. That's all I'm doing. Okay? That's all I'm doing. I'm not here to say who's wrong or who's right. That's not my issue. But I hope these two gentlemen, these two strong gentlemen, will understand that this is not going to take us nowhere. Let's stop it. Let's focus. I don't believe any of you hate Dr. Weah to the point that right now, if Dr. Weah was laying down before you and need air to breathe, that you will not give him air to breathe. I don't think so. You will give him air. You say, yeah, you air, but you know what he did, what he used to do, what he did, yeah, you air. You will give him air. You will not let him die in front of you. I don't think so. So that's the last comment. It's a personal appeal to these fine gentlemen to please see reason, so that they don't have to work together, but let them get out of that whatever zone they're in. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, let me go ahead now while I'm trying to prepare myself for the second round. Let's go ahead and give you a little music. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, let me go on to my main subject matter here tonight. And this is a subject matter that is very dear to me. Election, folks. Election is coming up. First thing I want to say before I start my process here this evening, I want to thank the Liberian people for your continuing effort to make sure peace in our country survive. Thank you for your patience. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. I know things are difficult, but for us to still have people to continue to talk about things that are difficult for all of us, I want to thank you very much. Thank you. However, the voting process is going to be starting here very shortly. I'm once again asking you, and all of you that are of age to vote are young people. That country in your hands. The country, Liberia, is a very sweet country. It's a very sweet country. You got timber still all over the country. You got elephant running all over in the wild, running wild in the country still. You got iron ore. Some of the mountain hands have not been developed yet. Greedy leader then will come and go. But that country is yours. If you vote right, the diamond will benefit you. The gold will benefit you. If you vote right, the iron ore will benefit you. The timber will benefit you. Will not just be for specific people. But if you vote just because you feel like you want, these people will take advantage of you. Ask them questions. When you come to campus for vote from your community, have them stand up for 2 hours. Let them answer questions. I know many of you have questions, but you're being pressurized by friends. Oh, let go, man. Want to ask questions. These people are not asking you to vote for them for 2 weeks. They're asking you for your vote for 6 to 9 years. That's a lot of time. If you give them your vote for 6 years, for 9 years, 6 years, if you just started college, you'll be out of college and still doing your master and be out of your master program and doing your PhD before the 6 year over. And some of you who's smart, you might not even go that far. 9 years. 9 years. You know how many children you will have in 9 year time? So some of other get children plenty like that. Think in 9 years, there's a possibility you're gonna have 9 kids. Oh, let me not be that. 6 kids in 9 years. In 9 years, they're asking you to give them 9 years or 6 years. Don't just follow the money. Ask question. Ask question. Your vote. And the reason why I'm making this a major part of my program within the last month, and I will continue until after the election, because however you vote, whatever you do with your vote, it will affect me. It will affect me, Samson, too, greatly. If you vote well, I'm going to be sitting down in the country here, where my people be running my mother platform. I will be in Liberia. But if you vote wrong, my opinion now, your vote right might be my vote wrong. But that's not even what I'm saying. If you vote for someone who will just give you money and you just put them in power for 6 years or 12 years, 6 years, that's a long, long way. 12 months in a year, 6 times. Even if you're working, the people you put in offices, If they don't like, if they can't manage, you might not get paid 2, 3, 4 months at a time. And then when they pay you 1 month, then they send their people on Facebook and start making big more. Oh, look what we have done. You owe a man for 6 months, you pay him 1 month, then you say you king and giant. But that's what we're talking about. Elect people. Even if you die hard for President Weah, elect people that will work with Dr. Weah and make sure you are benefiting. Dr. Weah cannot do it himself all by himself. But when you put everybody, one party, you put everybody in there, who's going to debate Dr. Weah and say, Dr. Weah, what you doing is not right? Who's going to say? So Dr. Weah, he's a human being like another person. Oh, no, there's nobody to question me. Okay, y'all do the one here. Today, we take the road that they're passing all over the city. Have you find out one day what are the criteria? Forget criteria, maybe that total English. What a reason they're picking how do call it? They're picking Doe community and they're not picking PHP. What a reason! What a reason! What a reason they're doing Sophie Road and they're not doing Bishop Road. What's the reason? Have you questioned that? No. You, as a voter, it's not your job to find those out. But this is the time for you to find out. The people that you're going to elect, those are the people that should be asking those tough questions. Call the public work minister. You say you want to do Doe community. What's the reason? What's the criteria? Let him explain. Those are the people. But if you put everybody from one chicken to one basket, all the chicken you put them in one basket, what you will do now when that basket start running, leaking? What you will do? You got nothing to count on. That's what I'm saying about your vote. Your vote is so important. I'm here. I don't have no voting right in Liberia. I hope most of you will watch this video later. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. Let me put that to you right away. Who you vote for, that's your business. But I'm asking you and I'm begging you because your vote can benefit me greatly. Let me look at it again from another perspective. You got brothers and sisters ready to in the diaspora. Every one of them working, making good money. At the end of the month, they send you money. You're not even suffering. But here's the thing you need to know. You're young. The brothers and sisters and family members you got here, they're also young. They are connected to Liberia. Directly connected to Liberia. They were born in Liberia. Directly connected to Liberia. So they come here. They go to school. Start working, making good money. They're sending you money. They marry here in the United States. And some of their wives, they come from the city in Montreal. They all come here. They marry. They have kids. You over there, you also having kids. The kids that are being born in the diaspora and the kids that are being born in Liberia, they're cursing now. Because the brothers and sisters, they're saying so. They're cursing. But guess what? There's no connection. There's no connection. The people you're going to put in there for 6 years, 9 years. You heard the senator the other day on one of the broadcasts. He said, I bet any senator here, you tell me who senator here that got their children going to public school. All of them, their children go to private school. And when they get to college age, they send them out. 9 years, they're not small money. 6 years, they're not small money. They have enough to send their family member, their children there abroad to go to school. Your vote, very important. So why your children being born over there? I'm your brother. I'm your cousin. I can send you money for you to help you with your children. But when I retire from work, I'm not working anymore. You too, back when you old now, you retire. But my children and your children, they are not connected. God, I'm not rich. Every year to put my children on the plane, you don't go see your cousin and so you can make that connection. You too, you even get visa. So let alone all your children to come over here so my children and your children can connect each other. You see where I'm going with this? In 10, 15, 20 years, the connection, I'm no longer working. My little retirement money is not enough to send you to do things for your grandchildren. What we doing? You continue to vote the way you're voting. Since the Civil War finished, the real government came in since 2005. No road going to Grand Gila still. Since 2005. You know how many dollars now gone through that country? You're voting. You have the voter card. It's so powerful. The same people yesterday that used to be in their little car, all of them, no big shot them, their car then tinted window. When you're in there, when they're in there, you can't even see them. They just can't pass by. You flew. Sometimes when you're passing by you, the water from their tires splashing all over you. But these are the simple, the people that were not talking to you 2-3 years ago. They come into your community now begging. They coming with rice, bag of rice full of truck to come beg you for their vote. Tell them thank you. The same rice you bring in here, we will cook the rice and we'll eat together. You, me, and the community will eat that rice together. But we have questions to ask you here, my son. Then you start asking questions. Questions that will be answered. What is he going to do for you? Because they're supposed to represent you, not represent themselves. Why y'all keep doing that over and over? Let me go back again. So now, my children and your children, no connection. I'm not making money again to send you money. That connection is over. These people that you get 6-9 years to, their children then, they send them abroad. They got college degrees. They're coming to Liberia. They're coming. And when they come, they're smart. They're educated. Educated from abroad. They will get a job. So then the process start all over. Their children will continue to rule you and your children. And as long as you don't have wealth to benefit you, this thing will continue. The only thing you have now to plant for future is the voter cards. You're young. Vote right for the future. Vote right for the future. The future is very important. Vote right for the future. If you don't do it, if you just vote based on sentimental issue, Sao, CDC, yeah, we are the people, we are the masses, we can be defeated. Hey, Sao, okay, put them in there. You got the power. What are they going to do? Their university, that the good honorable man open. How many of you will go to that university that you're running, blah, 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 every day? Your eyes question. Yeah, give your vote for the honorable man. I'm not asking you not to give him your vote, but ask question. You must not just be sinking. You see the thing about it, we all been there. Man, say I was young in Monreal. I was in EJ Raw. Why y'all do that? I don't do it. We all were young. You're young right now. There was the article recently. The children getting ready to go to high school. But you know what the problem they have? Many of the girls are pregnant. High school girls. And it become an issue. They will get children. And those children, most of you that are doing Sao, most of you are the father of these kids. You able now, you ready now to support your child. Or that your grandma gonna support the child. Or that your mom gonna support the child. How long? Your mom had you all these years. You say you grown now. Then you come and bring another baby for your mom to take care of. Vote right. The voting issue, they are 2 minutes inside. They're voting. The car you got around your neck. That car is so powerful. If you vote right, put people in offices that will think about you. I bet you, this election, all the people, what have you done? Oh, I co-sponsor a bill. Okay, sit down here. You co-sponsor bill that will eat. That co-sponsor bill that will take me to 4-5 years from now, and you want me to get you promotion, or you want me to get you another 6 years? Sit on one side. What have you done? Oh, I investigated the bill that we are saying. I said the bill was not good, so they must send it back. That's what he's telling me. What have you done? Look at you. We gave you 6 years. Here we are. We still here. What have you done? They're not giving you nothing. Then they say, but put me by. I will do something different this time around. And I'm bringing change. Where were they change 6 years ago? They want more. Make me senator. We gave you 6 years. 5 times, 6 years. 7 times, 6 years. I'm just making it up. But now you want to be senator for 9 years. You got the 6 years. 2 times. You ain't do nothing. Nothing. We ain't see nothing. What do? When you ask the former or the current representative, what do? Most of them are build school. I put children in college. Talking about entire community that have thousands and thousands of students. Then they say, I put children in college. How many, when you ask them, how many? Maybe 200, 300, 400 they put to college. What happened to the entire community? Why these people can't even find reason to be able to do something that will benefit the entire community? Your election, your vote matters. Your vote matters. It's important because your vote is your voice. Your vote is your voice. All the politicians, what they're doing the few days, and they're begging you. They're coming to you screaming, begging. They can't sleep well because they're afraid they might not be elected. They're begging you. All those that just coming, they're begging. Question them. Every one of them have record. Tell them to avail their record to you. Let them show to you what they have done. Don't just sing. When they come to you, don't just sit down there and sing. They will not call it. The singing group, that a group they like. The singing group. The people who singing, they love that. Then they come with suitcase full of money because you're singing. You're not paying attention. So they can't get you 1 or 2 cents, 3. After the election, you think they will come back again? All you're thinking, what happened? Then when you finish, then you go. I'm telling you what I used to do. Then you go back to fix watches. You go back to charging phone. That charging phone money you will use to put your kids to college. Our mom then did that. They were selling in the bigger market for children to go to school. My mom used to go and hustle bottle in Monrovia, Henneken bottle, and clean it and fill the bottle up in a case, cartoon, $2.50 per cartoon. When she coming from across the bridge, so now she coming home with $300-400. The first thing I want to go to Oreo. The same bottle that I refuse to wash because I think the bottle too dirty. So my friend then will not see me washing bottle. She finished washing the bottle. I want to go to Oreo. She will take me to Oreo. That the one will just be on. What time now? That your mom then help over and over. That charging phone will help you to take care of your mom. Why you're not questioning these people? Election matters. Sam Cinto, LIBERIA Public. Let me go ahead and open my line and see what you have. Give us a call here. It's a very interesting subject matter. Sam Cinto, LIBERIA Public. Give me a call.
You know, for it. Don't get me do so.
Samson told LeBron Public Radio, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, everybody told this is Prince Sharif. And I'm
okay. The young man that I really love to talk to all the time. Before you start, nobody tell me say get Prince off tonight, please. Let Prince talk. I beg you. Go ahead, my son.
Yeah, thank you so much for the analysis. And I want to say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the time is, from where our people are watching us or listening to us from. I want to say, my people, you're hello in the common Liberian way. And thank you. I listened to the analysis, which is very brilliant as always. But I think we are on our obligation to sometimes try to sharpen, some of the contradictions and point out, some of those things that we think need to be.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
And that's why I'm here.
Okay.
All right.
Me out. Disabuse me, Prince.
Yes, I want to first of all begin with the issue that you talked about as it relates to, Liberians' mind or their perspective towards elected official.
Mm-hmm.
And you put it the right way, that it is about time that Liberians begin to adequately scrutinize their public official.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, whatever decision you will make at the ballot box, we have to live with you or your children for the next either 9, 6, or whatever year.
Mm-hmm.
And if those decisions are not made rightly, before you can be able to correct it, it means 6 years of your life has already been spent in the wilderness and without any meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to give you an example because I'm going to be political tonight.
That's okay. Let's
look at the honorable. I will say honorable. I know sometimes people say, "Oh, that's honorable," but it is the Liberian people that elected him, even though he's not living up to their expectation. But let's look at Yeke Koluba. This was a man that was voted for 6 years to provide oversight, to make law, and to represent the people. Today, it is complete contrary of his own duty. That's what we are saying. Somebody who is supposed.
I hope, Mr. Sharif, because every time you bring an issue that I know of and that I think I can respectfully disagree, I hope you give me the opportunity to do that. Mr. Koluba, Mr. Koluba, as you correctly stated, he's supposed to do his oversight duty, but he started complaining years ago that the speaker refused for him to do his job. Whenever he puts something on the floor, the speaker do not want that particular issue to be discussed. For that reason, he decided to bypass the process, instead to come to the Liberian public through Facebook. At least that's what he said. So I know about that. I thought I'd throw that in there. So go ahead.
Okay. So you as an individual have some differences with the way sometimes voters go about voting people.
Mm-hmm.
But why is it that you sit down on your platform and just insult people? Or rather, on a daily basis or whenever you have the time, you come here and you continue to educate the Liberian people. Why is it that your frustration have not led you to coming up and using invectives, on your audience or even people who disagree with you. Like sometimes me, why is it that way? Is because over the period you've got to understand and you are fully mature when it comes to leadership. You know what it is to handle people. You've dealt with them, people from different angles. So you are in a best position as a father, as a leader, that even if somebody do not agree with you, there are other ways that you can pass. Several ways that you can use to be able to convince that person. Now, why am I saying this? For you or for anybody to say that, well, it's because Honorable Yeke Koluba is not given a chance by the speaker to speak out, then it means that Yeke Koluba don't know what he's doing in the house. Because you see, in that house, Big Brother told you and I know that there is something called the power to lobby. The power to lobby, which is very, very important. Now, everybody that in the house there will not agree in terms of their political agenda. But your ability to say, look, let me lobby, let me create, let's put it in this way, let me create my own constituents. Because there is something called competing priority. Imagine you get 60-something or 70-something lawmaker down there. Everybody have important issue to be discussed as it relates to their district, as it relates to their county and etc. So in their competing priorities or in their priorities that are competing, it is where you as a lawmaker, you make sure that your lobbyistic power with your other colleagues is very, very strong. Now what do? Go to Mr. A. Look, Mr. A, this is my idea. This is a good idea. I want you to buy this idea. Let us be able to, at least persuade the presiding so that this thing can actually come on the agenda. You go to Mr. B. Mr. B, I have this idea. I have this agenda. I'm begging you. I want you to join me in the fight. Let's persuade the head or let's persuade the chair so that this particular thing can come on the agenda. And I hope people will learn from Honorable Moses Akara's grade. You see, when Moses Akara's grade want for something to be done in that house, he lobbied with his colleagues. When people are sleeping, he carried his agenda to them and said, look, gentlemen, this is what I think must be on the agenda for today's discussion. And help me. He talked with his colleagues. He lobbied with them. Even though all of them have important ideas, but his ability to be able to lobby with his colleagues so that they too can jump in the fight to make sure that his agenda or his item is on the agenda is very, very strong. And that's why I appreciate him for. But like Honorable Yeke Koluba, this is somebody who don't know what leadership is. Look, being a rebel doesn't mean that you are a leader.
Praise.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Please don't try to reduce this intellectual platform to something that is.
No, I'm not reducing it. But was Yeke Koluba not a rebel? Did he not tell us, sir?
Yes, sir. Hold on. Now. The idea here is I try my best to stay away from such a discussion. The discussion here tonight, and as you correctly put it from the beginning, is to let our brothers and sisters know how important their voting rights are and the voting card that they have. Speak to that. Leave Yeke Koluba. Yeke Koluba can be challenged, and Yeke Koluba can be challenged. You people can go on their platform or even try to campaign against it. But we're not campaigning against it. I agree with you. Let's talk about how do we let me just put it to you this way.
Okay, I respect that. I'm going to leave that.
You're already here in the diaspora. Let me ask you this. And you're having kids, or you already have kids. Are your kids, are they well connected to your sibling kids back home?
Well, my kids are well connected. Okay.
Yes, I don't want you to be personal, but I'm just saying that maybe you're blessed. But there are other people that are not connected. So the point that I'm trying to make, and I want you to see if you can help me enlighten our brothers and sisters more about how important their vote is that we, the Liberian diaspora, continue to support brothers and sisters back home. But our connection, our immediate connection to our brothers and sisters back home will fade away in time. And when it does, what happened to the children of their children? That's what I'm saying, that let them use the voting right effectively and very carefully to plant the
Sure.
seed of the future. I want you to address that, Mr.
Sure. And
Sherry.
just for the record, for the record here, I actually do not have, biological kids here in the United States. My kids are in Liberia, but I have adopted kids here, and the rest of it. So they know their other siblings that are back home. They communicate with them,
I
and
don't want you to go
and everything
personal.
like
I
that.
don't want you to
Now, yes, sir, I
personalize
know. I
everything.
just try to.
I'm trying to make
No,
it in the
no
general. So
problem. I understand
let's
that.
stay in a
Now, I know.
generalization point.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Now, when it comes to the power of the electorates, like you rightly said, I think what our electorates should be doing, and this is the reason why some of us we give credit to ourselves, like Eliezer. There is a parable in my dialect. It says that the laser does not wait for nobody to tell you, say, yeah, you do well, you are very strong. So when you walk or when it runs like 2 or 1 minute, then lift for he say, yeah, I'm very strong. He pump his head up. In other words, do press up. Now, there's a reason why some of us we are in this process of educating the population, and that particular education is actually, sinking in our people head. Is actually taking root because you have observed in this particular regime that the issue of campaign is completely different. I stand to be corrected. Yesterday, when people were, in this political contest, it was all about who will speak the English, who maybe will hypnotize the crowd. But as compared to today, since President Weah took over, do you know that the campaign in Liberia have changed? People are now showing tangibles. People are now coming to the electorates, and the electorates are asking real serious questions. I believe there are times, people are moved by sentiment, yes, but I can say the majority of the people are asking questions of the future. What are those questions of the future, for example? If you approach the electorate and say, look, I want you to vote for me, the first thing the people will say, okay, Mr. X or Mr. Y, I agree. But what are those tangibles? Or what are those things? What are those marks? What are those living memorial that we can look at that today or tomorrow, when you are voted for, by us to represent us, that you will do this? And like, for example, like Tomo Fala, if Tomo Fala is to stand before millions of people, and that question was posted to him, that look, you want to be a senator for Mosorado County, tell me now, the senator you want to be, what kind of tangible you get, what thing we can look to, what thing we can see, how have you been able to impact the lives of your people? Honorable Thomas Fala is going to say to the more than 1 billion people that will be in front of him that look, I love education, and I believe that for a very long time, the issue of education has been a serious problem in Liberia. Our family have been denied, and our brothers have been denied the opportunity, have been very slain when it comes to us. So what I've been able to do is look at this school. I've been able to build a school
So
where the Liberian children,
since you're gonna,
where the Liberian children, we get to
school.
we get the education for little or nothing.
Mr. Sherry, who owns that school?
Yes, sir.
Who owns the school?
That school, Big Brother, so it's owned by the Liberian people. It's owned by the Liberian people, Big Brother, too. It's owned by the Liberian people.
Is it turned over to the government right now?
Big Brother, so it doesn't necessarily mean that when a property or an institution.
It does. It matters. Because
no. What I mean is for the Liberian people. I am speaking figuratively here.
You want to enumerate things Tamafala has done for the Liberian people, and you put the school in there. The school is a profit-making venture for Mr. Fala and his family. Granted, he put it in there. People who have the money will pay and go to school. We accept that, but that should not be part of the record. In terms of records.
No, be better to hear it. It should be part of the record. You know why it should be part of the record? Look at the responsibility of a lawmaker. You are there to make law, oversight. You are there to represent the people. Now, when it comes to your oversight responsibility as a lawmaker, I'm coming. Let me get to on this.
Hold on 1 minute. Mr. Fala, as you correctly stated, and I truly believe that myself, that he has a insight, far sighted in terms of education. Why is he not making that same process that will benefit the entire country? The way he built the school, why is he not doing this so that government can build school that will be represented all over the country so that people can go to the university?
As I was saying about his, about lawmakers, their own responsibility. The first thing for you to say that the place that he built the school, Liberians will not, from all over the country, will not benefit, I want to again disagree. And that University of Liberia is located right on Capitol Hill. Do you know that my brother from all the way, Jimmy Willie,
you said, listen to what you just called it, University of Liberia.
Yeah, I'm coming now. I'm coming. That's the university I'm talking about. So to say that he built a school, for example, that is for only people that are in that particular locale, I think I tend to disagree, because there are other people who bring their children from in the county to come to Monrovia to acquire education also. So to say because the school is located in that particular area, so in the second or wherever it's located, that is only, for that particular people or for the group that are there, then I tend to disagree. Now, when it comes to Honorable Thomas Fala oversight responsibility, as you're saying, as a lawmaker, you complement the effort of government in areas where you think that there are challenges. So for Honorable Thomas Fala to build school, that is what we refer to as complementing the effort of government when it comes to the education sector. And it doesn't necessarily mean that.
Hold on now. If you're going to take that line, which I say fine, that's you do that. Then why is it, if you want government and people to recognize the effort of Thomas Fala as being supplementing whatever it is that the government is doing, why is it that the Liberian diaspora are now also being recognized as such?
Well, sir, there's been a big problem why the Liberian diaspora has not been recognized. And this issue, look, when we are approaching this issue, we must be sincere in our own, articulation relative to the involvement of diasporan Liberians. Now, for the past years, diasporan Liberians, to some extent, has been really featured in the governance process of Liberia. Let's take for an example. Let me just come right here, because some people, when we go back, they will not remember. But let's come right here to Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf 2005. Look at the conglomeration of a government. Most of the people who were working in the government of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf at a very, high level position, ministerial position, they were Liberians who, by the grace of God, have acquired education, from the diaspora everywhere, that went to help us to be able to build our country. Even though we had some Liberians that were already on ground, but the majority of them, they came from outside. They came from outside. Now, what did we experience? Those that came from outside, they did exceptionally well, most of them. But what we observe is that most of our Liberian people, our brothers and our sisters who left from outside, their attitude towards better nation, their attitude towards changing the dynamics or changing the modus operandus of how government operates in terms of that agamcrealism. Some of our brothers, I want to be very careful, some of our brothers, they even went and behaved worse. When you come in America, what you learn, what you do, you infuse it back into your country when you go there. But we observe that some of our brothers, in fact, they became worse. They were some of the best, criminals that you could find in the government. So because of that, it created some, level of doubt and misbelief. But again, being president who trusts in every Liberian, whether you are in hell or you are in heaven or you are in Buko Mata or you are in Jupiter, President, we have deemed it was that, look, whether our people came here and they make mistake and some of them, decimally perform, let us give them the opportunity. This is the reason why the president himself is pushing this issue of referendum when it comes to dual citizenship, because every Liberian has the right to this particular nation called Liberia. Whether you were born under the sea or whether you were born in the marine kingdom, once you have that particular God-given right, your mind a Liberian or your father a Liberian, it doesn't matter where you was born, you must go to Liberia whenever the need be and contribute towards the development of Liberia. And this is the reason why President Weah is pushing this agenda as it relates to the dual citizenship. So Liberians in the diaspora, we have the right to be able to contribute in their own Liberia.
Let me ask you this.
And that's why we need to tell this president and support his effort. Yes, sir.
Let me ask you the question before I take leave of you.
Yes, sir.
And this is a political question, and however way you answer it, it's up to you.
Okay.
Dr. Weah government and that of Madam Salif government, who's doing better, or who you think has done good?
Okay, a big brother too. The first thing, let me say, it's like asking me a question. This man living with his mom, or he living with his parent. The parent back for him. The parent back motor boy. The parent can see him 3 times a day. The man get fan clothes that he part doing it for him. He part working to Lanco. He part doing everything for him. Then the other boy, he living on his own. He renting someone a lazy house there in Nukuta. He want to buy his son water. Say Ali doing it one thing. So the two people who actually, is doing well. Nobody need to tell you that the man who is in that zing house, who is paying his own rent, who has family that he's taking care of, who buy his sour water from his own sweat, is doing well. Now, what I'm saying to me is that look at the government of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. We have the GMA that brought, we have the RCC that brought the GMA expert to help the government. From the beginning of 2005 to the end of Madam Sirleaf regime, she was heavily supported, nurtured, and taken care of by the international community. She was the baby girl, in other words, that government, when I mean her now, with no disrespect, not to her as an individual, but the government was the darling girl. They were on the shoulders of the international community. You know how much army was spending down there. You know that we were spending almost little or nothing on our own security. So, yes, sir. I'm coming to the question.
I said this was a political question. So I expect you to give me a political answer and what you're doing, and that's exactly what you're doing. So I appreciate that because I think you.
Yes, but to answer the question, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Exactly so. So to just answer the question, to be very precise, so you saw how Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was being held by the international community, and everything was coming from the pocket of other people. But as compared to this government of His Excellency Dr. St. George Manifoki we are. You have observed that he is able to muster the courage of Liberians. And look, we got to pay tax. For example, look at the rule there in Doe community. Look at the Doe community rule. You see that it is the substance of the Liberian people, mobilizing the resources of the Liberian people. Man, how you call me that all the way there to Alamaki, encourage that woman to pay her tax, encourage power worker that is all the way there on the front let's pay tax. And this money are being used for development. You know what I'm saying? So a government that will be able to muster the courage to lay on this, people too. So the government that will be able to muster the courage to say, well, let's see how best we can mobilize our people to collect their resources, their own taxes, let it get to work for them where we don't have no international money coming in. The people ain't wasting money on us. The government is able to use the money today. We have ministers, we have ministerial complex. Is there now applause? We have 50 military hospital. Is there now applause? As I speak to you, university, we soon pick up and we start being built across Liberia. Is there now applause? Oh, this government is doing exceptionally well, and that's why we need to support this government, to rally around this government for the forward march of Mama Liberia. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and to the many listeners.
Thank you. Folks, again, this is Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I knew exactly what I listen to Tommy Frank. He said, look at question you're asking. Even a blind man cannot ask that. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? Welcome. Thank you. I knew exactly the question I was asking. I wanted to appreciate it.
I'm calling from Texas.
Thank you for joining us. What's on your mind? Please help us out.
Thank you very much. I thought you already had your guest as a sheriff. And you know, Doctor, sometimes it is funny how people claim to want to see the country go forward, and those very people will come on platform, check all of your introductory remarks, all the detailed remarks you make. He still pretend to be defending you, and when contradictory to almost everything is there. Contradicted just, I mean, I don't know, you know. Uh, you know what happened is that most of these talk show hosts that claim to be PR for the government, they themselves are not doing the government right. Instead of promoting the government, they still criticize the opposition. The opposition is already criticizing the government. The government is the one that is in power. The government is the one that has almost everything that people look up to them for. So if an opposition, let's say for example, Henry Costa come on and criticize the government. Henry Costa is just a talk show host. He's not in government. So if you take your podcast, instead of promoting the government, instead of what the government is doing, that those opposition talk show hosts, are criticizing, you should be the one to come on and tell them, this is what the government is doing, this is what the government is doing, and this is what show off something. But instead of showing off something, they come to say, that man is a liar. That man is a liar. Okay, the man is a liar, then you are saying the truth. Then show off what the government is doing. And no one will tell you. But they will always tell you that that person is lying. But they will not tell you the right thing. So sometimes it sounds so funny. You have a representative who's been represented for the past more than 10 years, right? Since these people get into power,
Right.
the current development fund for most of other county, no one knows where it is going. Nobody can ever step up. They have never come up. The most of other counties legislative caucus has never come out. They claim to be transparent. They claim to be non-corrupt. But since they took over the then lawmakers in that place, they have never come out to tell us where the current development fund is going. Never. We've never heard of it. Tell the government to where it even works. Okay? But then a lawmaker who is the chair for the current development fund, who is the chair for the caucus, is telling of mass development. So even if we say this man been working for 15 years, we put all the money together. With the property the man has acquired and the development that he's carrying on recently is far above the money he's acquired over the years. Way more. If you think that we are lying, let it come and let other things. Simple as it is. Be truthful to the people and say, this is what lying on me. This is what they are acquiring. This is what I made all about the years. You will come and audit me and see and clean. Then we will stand and say, oh yeah, this is actually mean business for the people. There is a lack of sharing that come on and tell us that these people are the kind of people who are decent. Then we understand. Every money people are using for the campaign are all brand new money. Brand new money. So why have they money there all along when people crying that they can't get money? Government is still owing people up to this present from the past year. Doing they say they have surplus, but salaries of government workers were left on them in the past budget, but they are reporting surplus. So where are we going? Where is the country going? When you have people who you expect this time around, we are not talking about 100 people anymore, because since 1980, after President Bush took over, the entire country has fallen in the hands of the complete native men. We are all native people now. So this time around, we are not discussing Congo and native anymore. That politics has been laid aside. We are now discussing entirely native born. Country people who were born and reared and grew up and how a never feel according to the Nigerian, they were right in our country. We are the ones in charge of the country now.
See what we are doing to our people. We used to say the government will come and eat all the good food and give all the crumbs. But now it is the native man himself who is giving the crumbs to his fellow native man. Born of the same flesh, raised of the same flesh, eat the same food, sidewalk food, color on the sidewalk. You and I, now you are eating the best part of the food and giving the crumbs just because you were offered to have a certain position and high in life. And then we still have to say, let's praise the people, they are doing well. How can you call that doing well? When a representative who has never in his lifetime said, let's make the education system to be better. He's a member of the ruling party now. Let's not forget. So he can't sit down and say, I am not a representative for my district. I am not a representative for the entire county. But you have your fellow senator who is your partisan, who is a senator for the entire country. Since he had the idea to do for the entire country, why couldn't you give that idea to your own partisan, who is also a senator? Say you don't want to deal with the opposition or lawmaker, right? Who is direct the law? Why can't you deal with your own partisan, who is also a senator for the entire county, so that the idea you have in doing for the county, you can do it for the county?
Okay.
Mr. Two. If you have a lawmaker who is now playing the role, what becomes the work of the public work ministry?
All right. Okay, my
So,
brother.
these are the questions we're asking. And I hope our people mind, like I've said in time and again, for our people to learn how to vote, it's not going to be an easy thing. Because in the first place, the Constitution is not being taught in school. We have to take our Constitution back to the school. We have to take the Constitution back to the school. Let the people get to know their rights, Mr. Toad. And if that is done, it will be better for us. You have the law who is speaking today. The man is, that simple logic the man is preaching out there. You might say the man is greedy or he's selfish, but this man wants us to put this thing into law and say, let us reduce our salary and let the money go back. He's not saying the money should come to us. He said the money should go back to government's coffers and let us use the money to do some infrastructure development, school, hospitals, and so forth. He's not saying the money should come back to me. Because if he has said that, then we will say he's being selfish. But he said, let's put the money back into the government's coffers and let it go for infrastructure and other development. Isn't that a wisdom that LIBERIA should support and raising of her and carry through forward? And let's protest for it and let's make a law for that. Isn't that simple logic?
All right, my brother. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you for everything.
All right. Folks, Samson to LIBERIA Pub Radio. Give you a call. 9:30 in the East Coast. It's 6:30 here in Sacramento. Give me a call. Give me a call.
I
Okay, folks, Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Mr. George, if you're listening, give me a call here and wrap it up for us. I'm not too sure the way we're going. I'm not too sure what is the middle ground. Anybody out there know the middle ground at all? We all taking side, stick up our position. Where is the middle ground? Mr. George, after this, please give me a call. Samson to LeBron Public, what's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind?
Hey, Fabito, this is Nathaniel. I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Thank you for calling. What's on your mind, sir?
Well, I don't have much on my mind because you have already said a lot, and those things you have put out there, they are all issues that we all can think about if we want to have a united country to work together and bring development to our country. To add on to that, I just got 3 questions for my fellow Liberians, especially those who on the other side, the CDC people. I continually hear that war crime code, why is it that the CDC people are not engaging the legislators or the government to bring about this war crime code? So we can just settle the whole war crime code issue once and for all. Then for all to be attacking another person to be rebel, or the people that here in America, they always bring war to Liberia. Let's ask them so they can really engage the government, since they are the support of the government, everything the government is okay. So they can tell the government, you know what, let's establish the war crime code so we can settle everything. You know? If they can't do that, they shouldn't be considered people in America here, or Liberians in America are people who always put money together to carry war in Liberia. We are not. I, for one, I am not that kind of person. And the next thing, when it comes to protest is not a democracy. The people protest when they are not happy about things that go on in the country. So nobody should see protest to be something wrong. In the great United States, there are people protesting here on a daily basis for so many reasons. So people in Liberia should understand that, especially our brothers there, who consider us to be people who support protest. And lastly, I know Mr. told you are not a traveler. So on the platform, in as much as it's informative and entertaining, I want for you to diversify the music. Yeah, you can play better music and all the music. I'm from Balkan.
Let me ask you that. Thank you for bringing that up. But I've always asked people. I give my email address. I give them my Facebook Messenger account so they can put music in there. Send me your music.
I have a lot of better music.
Yeah, send me some better music. I used to play some bunny music here a lot. So I'm not quite.
I would send you my email address on the live if you can get it, and then you probably, I don't know how you send me your email address so that I can be on the.
No, once I can send you my I got your, that's your number here, right? So I will text you my email address. I would really love to get better music and whatever music that I can get. Because I'm not, the majority of the people that are watching me are all Liberians. I like to play up, you know, seriously. Let me just tell you this here, one thing. My older brother, Roberto, the one that used to sing I.E. Barrow music before he got killed during the war, he loved music. My son, he's now in Pittsburgh. They call him maestro, people who conduct something, musical genius. My other son play guitar. So music is in my family. But don't ask me, I can't play guitar, I can't sing, but I pretend to be. So send me some stuff, my brother. I would love to play them.
I would do that. And thank you so much for understanding my.
But thanks. You see, this is one of the things that I respect you guys. Anything that is on your mind, say so. Thank you for bringing that up. I really respect that. Thank you very much. Let me text you my email right now. All right?
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Okay, Mr. George, please give me a call and close this thing so I can. It's Friday afternoon. Friday night. Just got paid. No, did I just get paid? No, that next week I'll get paid. Oh, come on, Samson, please. You know, one brother here keep writing. I like this. You know, one thing I like about you guys, they don't come on my platform to insult, but they will tell you exactly what is on their mind. They don't hide. I like that. I like that because that's the way to keep conversation. Okay, the guy said I should look up the Bassa music, volume one. Okay, I'll look it up. I'll look it up. So let me put my email address on here while Mr. Josh is telling us. Thank you, Mr. Josh. Please close it for us. Hold on 1 minute, Mr. Josh. Let me put my email out here. This will be that got music. You can just put the music in my box. But please, don't put music that will be causing people. I beg you. Don't disrespect us and don't disrespect yourself. Okay, let me put my email. All right, Mr. Josh, please go ahead. Take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Cole. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Election matters. And I tell people, if our member of any political party, there are a whole lot of ads to cutting at on Mr. Thomas Fowler. We have to look at the people that we are electing, the senators. There have been a whole lot of allegations against Mr. Thomas Fowler. And he has not been able to come to the first to address any of those issues. The most recent one yesterday in front page, that he was taking money from people under the pretext of bringing them to America. And these people called at him to stop. Receive money from people to bring them to America. This is a certain lawmaker. You know that it wasn't America, that means that's your career done already. This man, head of the Ways and Means, that legislative staff cannot take the pay for years. Why the press is not asking the tough questions to this man who want to go for the highest position, one of the highest positions in Maserati? Why the press is not asking this man to answer some of the questions and charges? What is the first thing with all the allegations? This is why when Mr. Darrell said that the people in the house don't have spine and backbone and they were all rage. Because these are things we're supposed to look at, and these are the things we both are supposed to be looking at, investigating. And people come here to defend. I don't know why they don't separate people's private business from that of government. If you are doing anything, you're doing anything private, you are doing it to make money. If Mr. Thomas Howard did build a college, clinic, here is the thing. Those institutions will be subsidized by government because they will register with the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health. Then the government in turn gave them money to subsidize the cost of that business so they can lower the cost of people going there. So it's not free. Those who support them, it's not free. That's how it works. It's not free. He's not stepping. It's a business he brings. He renders services and people are paying for it. What has he done in that community as a public servant? Is there any library in that community that the children who doesn't have books, who can afford book fees, they can go there and do the assignment? No library. Those are things when you do in the community, then people benefit from it. But there's no public library in that community. So this man goes through and people are boasting of it. I just want to tell the electorate to start looking for us. Don't be swayed by these people's rhetoric. It's not what you're looking for. You're looking for things that will benefit the entire community. And if you are giving someone the power, look at this entire record to see what they have done in that community. But today in Nigeria, it's all about money. People running here. These are the issues the voters should be looking at. And the next, I want to address those pastoral ministers. These people are setting a dangerous precedent in Nigeria. heard the minister today, one of the ministers, I think the spokesperson, was defending his action, their action, that in 2017 they did endorse President Weah. And the reason that they are endorsing Thomas Farah is because Thomas Farah and President Weah has the same characteristics. I don't know where he comes from with that. I don't know what two human beings on earth have the same characteristics. I don't know. But that's what he was saying today, and that was his justification for endorsing Mr. Farah, Honorable Farah. And he went further to say he even attacked the Council of Churches, that they have more members than the Council of Churches. They have about 20,000 membership. And he said they are going to go out in 17 electoral districts in Montreal to campaign for Thomas Farah. Now, the church is supposed to be someone, the church is supposed to serve as a watchdog. And if you are become part of the system, then what is the credibility you lend to that institution? How can you criticize the government that you support? Basically, you go there and practically you campaign. So if that man is doing wrong, do you have the moral ground to stand to criticize that man? You don't have the credibility. And this is why sometimes it seems the religious thing around the world, especially in Africa, many people are trying to lose hope. Because the people that are supposed to look up for direction, they are not leading it. They are all better driven. A pastor saying that they're going to campaign in 17 districts in Montserrat for Thomas Farah. You have already politicized the institution that people look up to for guidance. And I'm just saying, it is wrong for all to start going down this path. The church is supposed to be there to guide leaders, to call on leaders when things are going wrong. But if the church becomes part of the leadership, then there's a serious fire in the country. And I will tell you, it is good for our democracy. And the electorate start looking at these people very carefully. Vote for people who you think that have your value. This money will not benefit you. You will eat it, it will be gone. Tomorrow the plan will stay, and it will become worse. Please. And then I wanted to just throw in there, this was not even part of your monologue today was, your guest came up and said, when you asked him the question about to evaluate the thing, the tax government, this government, and he went on to do. Yeah, it's Mr. Guest. Ellen Johnson Shirley was personal like you. There's so many things that someone disagree with. But money that was coming in, she was out there lobbying for this fund. Was it justified for her to misuse it? No. But she was out there. She built some credibility with the international community. And
hold on 1 minute, Mr. Josh. Tell me, Frank, I don't want to block you. If you don't know how to express yourself freely, that you will go into infringing other people's rights and get into a personal conversation, and then I'm going to have to block you. I don't want to do that. I respect you, and I hope you respect my platform as well. This is the last warning. Go ahead, Mr. Josh. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, when you come to power, you have to use your influence, your connection, because you have to sell your country to the people. And the former president, Ellen Johnson, was very good at that. Even though most of the funds that came in, we assume was mismanaged, but you cannot say that is the justification that you are not doing so much for the country. That is just an full excuse. The government has been marked by alleged corruption. And you see what the people write out there every day. When these things are put out there, they ought to put fear in the people, the investors to stay away, or encourage, if it is good, encourage them to come. And if you are not, you don't have the people out there to sell your policy, your government to the outside world. It's just difficult for you to make it. And these are some of the things that are lacking in this present government. You don't have the good PR people out there, public relations people out there to sell your policy. And you don't have the influence to convince other people, business people, or other people to say, hey, come to my country, this is what we can offer you. It's not there. So you can sit down and just cry and try to shift the blame on other people. And let me just and today look at the news that coming up from Liberia. I have not been verified. Um, but one of the guys from the opposition was explaining today how Samuel Tour I called them for them to cross over to the CDC and the money they took from Samuel Tour. This is a serious revelation. This is why we're saying your vote is matter. These people will use money to buy you over. And the guy said, what was interesting to him that the minister told them that we don't want you people to come right now, but after the election, then we'll be done with you people. This guy is a sound guy. The guy says, that just rang bell to him. So that's why he said, So these people don't want to use us for this election. After the election, they're done with us. And the guy said, that was shocking. And he said, that recording, I listened to him today, that recording, he said he attended to some people all around. And that is to tell you that the people will use money to buy cows to get themselves into political office. And once they get there, they have to recover that money they spent, they gave you. And how you think they will get it? They will get it by stealing from you, by depriving you basic services to provide in the community. So whatever they're giving you today, it's not free. You think it's free. But once you get the power, you will pay for it, directly or indirectly. They will get it for you. So this is why we are saying voting is very important in Liberia. In Liberia, now start taking those to get power in Nigeria. And the one thing I want to mention is my in monologue is about my home country. Mr. One of the political experiment there. He's trying to play this identity politics in Bon County. Mr. Monica Motumon. This man is young man running to be senator, wants to be senator in Bon County. And this man, his whole campaign line is centered around Charles Taylor. Today, after his press conference, he said his mission is to release Charles Taylor. I don't know how he's going to do it, but this is a young man. And we all know the history of Charles Taylor. What happened to him? And this young man calling himself progressive whatever. And this is the first thing on his agenda that he's campaigning to get. And we are talking about economic and war crime court in Nigeria, but the man is saying if he elected senator, that's his number one priority. Get Mr. Taylor released. I don't know how he's going to do that. But I'm calling on the people of Bon County to start taking a look at this young man. This guy should not be giving any political party in Bon County power. Because we believe in the war and economic crime code. Reparations supposed to be paid to Nigerians who are victims of the war. This young man is not even talking about reparations. He's not even talking about reconciliation in Nigeria. But his whole aim is to use the people of Bon County to present and to advocate for the release of Charles Taylor. That is a travesty. It's a falling on his part. And the people of Bon County should not allow this. So thank you, Mr. So I just want to leave it on that. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. So, folks, if you call and I'm not able to pick up, that means somebody's on the line. There are two numbers that continue to call. I will wait for those two numbers. I should be off now. But I'll wait for those two numbers to call me. And then, in fact, let me see if I can reach out to one of them here. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Okay. Samson told LeBron Public, what's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind?
My name is Lemon Tobokwa, calling from Brisbane in the state of Queensland in Australia.
Thank you for calling. What's on your mind?
Yeah, for me, I was hearing this comparison between former President Salih and the present administration. But sometimes I think the debate that we need to have is not being held. In the past, most of the time, our focus on Liberia has been going out there securing support for Liberia. But what is on my mind is we need to change that paradigm and be thinking about what can Liberia do for itself. For example, in the 1950s and 60s, Liberia was one of the largest recipients of direct overseas investment. So you had the Lancoma being the largest private investment in Africa. And what happened? So our, investment have been exploit natural resources and then send it out to the rest of the world. Nothing was done to add values to those products and services. So the other time I was thinking, for example, look at Mamputu in Granchi there. Is it not possible, sir, that Liberians can put themselves together and establish a mining company and bring other people on board that we can establish a steel plant in Liberia and be able to export steel for the rest of West Africa? How is it, for example, that Firestone have been in Liberia nearly 100 years? We don't manufacture even bicycle tires. What is happening? How come when we go to our schools, almost everything we study in schools are about what is happening in other parts of the world? And after 173 years of independence or more, we still have less than 1,000 kilometers of highway in Liberia. How come, a country that is that poor, the third highest recipient of our recurrent budget is the 103 legislators in Liberia? How come we spend more money on the act of governance? So about 89% of our recurrent budget is spent doing the process of governance. We spend it on salary, wages, and servicing of debt. Then how much money do you have left to invest in the things that make a country go forward? Things like roads, things like electricity, things like agriculture and basic infrastructure. So the focus, that's why I was saying the paradigm has to change. Not based upon what other people can come and do for Liberia, but what Liberia can do for itself as a nation. And put in place those integrity institutions. So if you have a budget of $500 million, right? Look at agriculture, sir. Almost 78% of Liberia, Liberians are engaged in agriculture. Yet we spend almost $250 million importing rice. How come our economy is dominated by expatriates? So if our budget, the budget for the executive mansion and the out of governance in the new budget is around 14 million, but we put only $8 million for agriculture. So sometimes I just think that we have to wean ourselves off this dependency on what people can do for us and begin and say, look, we have done this for more than 170 years, waiting for people to come and make a difference from us, and it's not making any change. This is about time that we ourselves look in ourselves and see what we can do for ourselves before we even go out there. So, thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, my brother. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, folks, let me call this number that have been calling me. Okay. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? Are you calling private?
Hello, good evening, Mr. Cho. This is Sanford calling from Oakland.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry that not that I was ignoring your call. The other people are on the line.
Hello?
Go ahead, my brother. Make your point. You've been very patient with me. Thank you very much.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello?
Hello?
Are you there? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Sanford. I'm calling from Oakland, California.
Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. I wasn't ignoring you, but other people are on the line. That's why. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I know you have people on the line, which I totally understand. Let me say good evening to your audience and good evening to you. Thank you for the show. So I've been listening to a couple of your callers and as well as yourself. And one thing when I was listening, I listened to some people, that you talk about the balancing of the politics and the middle ground and stuff like that. But at this point in time,
there is no middle ground, I would say, because
then we're
yeah,
in trouble. If we can't
because
compromise, then we're in trouble.
the reason I say there is no middle ground, if you look at the politics in Liberia right now, there are both or majority of. In fact, let me just lay this out. Liberia's problem, our problem, is the lack of education. That's the main thing. If you notice, I remember I talked to a couple of friends sometime last month, a few months back or a week, and I said the group or the generation that was born from the late 90s to 2000 or around this, maybe 2005 or whatever, the generation, those are the people that are making decisions for our country because they have the voting power. If you look at Liberia, Liberia is a youthful population, okay? And those children, if you look at the education system from that time on up to this point, most of the people that was learning or the education system was kind of in a very deplorable state. You understand? So the lack of patriotism and understanding of governance, what your government should be doing for you if you elect them, or what you should be looking for in a candidate, none of the things concern our voters. All they concerned about is what the candidate can bring for them at this very moment. So that's why you see CDC is riding on those, I would say, opportunities. Okay, so our country, it takes a man who will be very, very consistent, like Darius Dillon is doing. And I don't want to point out Darius Dillon. Somebody will say, "Oh, the men are opposition." But again, let me go back to the play where I was saying the middle ground, because there is not a thing that say this man is doing good and the other man is trying to do good, and all will find the balance or the middle of that whole thing. Liberia is, in fact, Liberia has deteriorated to the extent where it is very hard to understand or know whether there is any good person still standing in our country. Wow. You know, our economy has collapsed totally.
That's a big
yeah, because if you look at it, if you look at our country right now, I mean, the people only seeking what they can get for themselves. The entire CDC government, those guys, and one of the things that really, really bothers me is the fact that they cannot listen to outsiders. They listen to themselves. They're in their own bubble. They just create their own world. Like, who care about the people? And they're forgetting to know these people, they are all Liberians. They don't follow history. These people don't follow history from what? I wasn't living Tottenham time. But from Tottenham time, according to history, coming all the way to Ellen Johnson's Salif time. There are people who are in government making they were living all these lavish life and doing all this stuff. But yet, what happened today? They know more. Or you just want to say, okay, we'll live our own life too, we can't enjoy ourselves and then we'll go. It doesn't work that way. So what happened to your own children? And children unborn. So Liberia leaders, they don't have plans, they don't have vision, they lack vision, education. Our president, the last time the rape issue was going on, the protest, the guy was saying, oh, sorry to call him the guy, but our president was saying he was sitting wherever he was sitting and watching the protest on TV, but he failed to come out to receive a petition from his people because, according to him, there was some element.
Yeah, but he has already designated somebody. He has already designated somebody to receive that. So why would you?
But the protesters insisted that they wanted to see their leaders.
You cannot do that. You cannot insist. You ask, and if the president revealed himself, that's fine. If not, you go to the ballot box. You can't insist.
Right. But here's one thing that we should understand, though. If you know why in my mind, I believe the reason why the protesters were insisting that the president come out to receive the petition, because this president, if you look at his past history, recent past history, the president is very comfortable talking in his church and showing thoughts on people that don't like him. He go to the party headquarters and still stay in the campaign mode and speak as if he's not president of the country or he's just a political leader of a party. So based on those things, people see him like, okay, say if he can come out and talk to the other people, why can't he come out to talk to us too? We are the same as Liberian, like he's talking to the other people. All right? So he should be accessible to everybody, not some. You understand? So I think Liberia problem is the lack of education. We need to focus. Some of you who are the talk show hosts, I think it will be better. My recommendation, it will be better that we focus our attention on the sensitization of educating our youth on what they should be looking for in a candidate.
Thank you.
That's what I think. If we can go across the country and just carry the message, like, this is what you should be doing, this is what you should look for in a candidate. Because men like Thomas Fala, sitting at the House of Representatives, what he currently doing in the House of Representatives that he cannot do exactly, but he want to go to the Senate before he can do it. What is the difference? Okay? It's just they got them trying to dominate power because they think the country is for them. You understand? They just want to do things. They just want to play. It's like you have everything to your disposal, and you just want to take advantage of the people ignorance. And that's what's happening. That's what the CDC government is doing to our people. It's just playing on their intelligence. And keep suppressing these people and take a little crumbs and just throw it out there for them, and then everybody run behind it. That's not fair. You understand? That's not fair. Let me just close by recommending. I actually recommended the music on your page. It's called Blazer. It's a Bassa music from 1. Yeah. Right. So just so you know. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Thank you. Again, folks, Sam Sainto, Liberian Public Radio, I want to thank all of you again that tuned in this evening. It's a wonderful, wonderful program we have. Let me see if I can play one of the music the young man just sent me. And let me see if it will allow me to play it. Let's see. Okay, let me see. What's this? What's this young man? He just sent me stuff. Okay. I think this is one. Okay, let's try. Okay. Let me see now if I can find it from my, what's the name of that? Folks, the young man just sent me the music and I want to see his, okay. MENUQU. Okay, let's check that out. I want to learn about the technology. Okay, recently, Ali. Okay, no. Close. Okay, here it is. Let's see.
Menu
Yes. Samson to LeBron Pop Radio. What's your name? What's on your mind? This is wonderful.
Hey, Mr. Toe, this is not Kimu. I'm so happy to listen to the song on the media right now. Thank you so much. This is how leadership works. This is how leadership works. Once your followers call on you to do something, you do it immediately. If our government listen to all like this,
I'm not going to wait till
if our government can listen to all like this, it will be okay. Thank you. The song says that what is on human mind is not what on God's mind. If it is about what you will be thinking about people, then there are things that will not be done the right way. Because there are people who think you to be sorry, there are people who think that you should be this way negatively, but God's plan is different for you. You know, he gave the story about how to get Daniel when Daniel hit the lion's den, how the people thought you were going to die there, but God saved his life. You know, so that's the message in the music. And thank you for playing that song because it goes directly to us Liberians. We should think about Liberia positively. We shouldn't just be grumbling, you know, about our country's future. Let's get together because God's plan for our country is doing what we're thinking about. It is good.
Thank you so much. I really, really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
I'm gonna go and download another one and then have that to close my show. Thank you very much. Please, if
Okay,
you have
yeah, the
some
last
more,
one, the last one is a political song called Dwagana, meaning when they are not there, they say all other things, you know, they will come and say, we'll play a role, we'll do this,
what's the
the
name of
moment they get
it?
in power, they call
What's
it
the
Dwagana. After when you
Duakana?
play,
Okay.
actually to get it Dwagana, yeah,
Okay.
meaning when they
All
are
right.
not there, you know. But
All
I
right.
got a couple of songs I was singing to you, exclusively this song about David Grally, you know, for
You
promotional
know that
purposes.
one thing
So
I
thank you.
when you have these beautiful songs, try and share with us so that we can play and then we all enjoy them. You know, every
You're
day.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. We like because we're all in the same boat together. Thank you, my brother. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
no, you're welcome.
All right, folks. All right, folks. Samson told, let me look for the other music. Please just bear with me. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just use this to close us. And we say thank you. Thank you, my brother. Please, we appreciate it. This is Samson told Liberian Public Radio. Let me use this here to close that up. Okay. I will say thank you very much, all of you that have been with us here tonight. We thank you very much and we appreciate it. Folks, when we do these things on a very serious note, while the music is playing in the background, when we're doing these things, most of the time it's not about jealousy, but let us allow each other to express ourselves. You guys, you're allowed to make comments. You're allowed to write words, but stay away from insult. When you start calling people big mouth and think that's insulting, that's not part of our culture. And you can, I allow you free time. You can call me and make your comment. You can even make your comment on my post without insult. Because when you start calling people big mouth and what have you, then there's no conversation. And I'm not going to allow you, somebody who took upon his time to join me on my platform to make comment, and then you calling them big mouth. Not only disrespecting me, but you're disrespecting the audience as well. I'm going to have to block you. I'm not going to take that. Why this is an intellectual platform, and I'm a liberal. I allow you to make your view, express yourself. Okay? You can say whatever you want to say, but void of insult. You're an educated person, because if you weren't an educated person, you won't be on here writing. You know the language to use. You know how to disagree with people. You know how to make your point. Do so. Don't insult. Because when you insult, what is bad in this situation, when you insult, people think that you're limited. And nobody is limited on my platform. Everyone that come on my platform, highly educated as far as I'm concerned. So don't display yourself in a way that people will think that you're limited. Just to help you, instead of me sitting there and letting you drowning yourself in this, whatever it is, I'm going to block you. Okay? So please, express yourself. Disagree with us. Disagree with my people that are calling. Anybody that calling, disagree with that person. But don't insult them. Just like you got a lot of things to do. But yesterday you took upon your time to join my show. That's a sign of respect for me. Because none of us getting paid. The entire time I've been out here going to 2 hours, no commercial. None of us getting paid. But we respect each other and we come to listen to each other. So if you come on my platform to listen, and even if you want to write, don't insult. Disagree with the person. Express yourself. Say something. Because if you don't do so, I will block you. I'm just telling you. And that doesn't mean that I'm being disrespectful to you. I want all of us to work together. Don't agree with me, that's fine. But you have no business insulting anybody else. If you want to insult me, I'm a host. So I'm a blaku, elephant skin. I'm thick. Your insult can't do anything. But not everybody will take that from you. The same way you don't want anybody insulting you. So that's all I want to say. Okay? Before I leave. Okay, here is another person here that I'm talking about. My phone line, let me put my phone line back on there. And then you call. But when you sit behind these computers and make these kinds of ridiculous statements that you cannot be challenged, then you are limited. Listen to this guy. Liberals all day. Let people hear. Encouraging wrong. It's time to rebuild. Not who you are. You hear this guy? Now, why will you make a statement like that? Let me challenge him again to see how limited he is. Why would I want to say something? What did I say here tonight that is not good about the country? I'm not only here to say something good, I do. I stay right here and design road in Liberia that they're building. Apparently you don't know that. You see how small you look like now? Now you're going to say, oh, okay, I don't know that. Because you can't tell me to say that's not true. Then I will prove you wrong right now. So everyone that on here he said, look at that. That's exactly my point. They come on, have nothing to offer. Just like there are people that support the Bible. Most of them have nothing to offer. But they don't want you to say that. Okay, well, whatever, that's a female. That's I'm sorry for calling okay, female. But they got nothing to offer. I sat here in Sacramento and design road in Liberia free of charge. And I've shown you guys the road here before. Nothing. I don't have money. I don't expect them to pay. So I have been contributing. I don't have to be in Liberia. But that doesn't mean if I have a platform that if something is wrong, I can't say it. And I'm a liberal. Say whatever you want to say. Nothing you can do to me. Okay? So if you're going to come here, bring it to me. If you want to insult, take it towards me. Leave your other friends that are just here, just as you, to listen. And if they want to contribute, they will. But don't insult them.
It's a pleasure indeed speaking to you. We understand that Bao, Gates Town, also fall within Bao district.
Yes.
And you happens to be the government representative for that side. Yes. That is issue that just came out recently.
Okay. So, folks, let me get out of here. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. To be honest with you, it's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I really appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you very much. And I will say good night to all of you. Please, it's not just on LeBron Public Radio. Whenever you go on a gathering where there's people, if you don't have contribution to what is this that is being discussed, just listen. You might learn something. But if you sit behind your computer, like many people would do, you sit down behind your computer and you're blue, you don't even know who you're talking to and what you're talking about. Just like you, not that you don't have anything to do, but you come on here, nobody force you, but you come on here because you respect us, and we respect you and we appreciate you. The other people that come in here to express themselves, they also got talk. In fact, the guy that just sent a music, he was on his way to work when he tuned in. So that it's not like you don't have anything to do. Many of you, in this kinds of disease time, you're still going to work. So it's not like you don't have anything to do. And so when you come here, that's why we don't insult on this platform, because we don't want to waste your time. You want insult, go somewhere else. You can't do that. To be honest with you, I can ignore you. Not that I can't ignore you, I can block you. But what good would it do if you don't hear this from people? The same people you're criticizing, these are your own brothers and sisters. We're in this boat together. We're trying to go the same point. Same hill, we're going to go on top of the hill, except we're going around somewhere different. Some people going here and there. We will be fine. Be civil for once. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, thank you very much. If I talk and you guys don't want to listen, you want to come out here and insult, then I will block you. I'm sorry to say that, because I think many of you are capable of doing better. You can challenge me. You saw Prince Sherry came on here. I don't agree with all of the things he stated, but you didn't. Few are interrupted. But I didn't say, Prince, you can't say this. No, this is wrong. I'm not going to do that. He has a right to express himself, even if I don't agree with him. I can push by, but I must do so with respect. I'm older than Prince. And he's a cultured person. I don't believe Prince Seri will come out here and try to challenge me or to insult me, because that's not his culture. But the fact that I'm older than him, I'm not going to take advantage of that. Whenever he comes out and I open the line for, I must give him the respect, just like I'm giving respect to any of you. So whether you like Prince Sherry or not, once he's on here, I will give him the respect to make his point. Not that I'm going to agree with it, and I'm not asking you to agree with his point either. But if we don't respect each other, then where are we going? Some of you will come out. The new thing they got now is that you're staying in America. Like my own nephew here the other day, you're staying in America since 19 you're here condemning or trying to condemn the president. Who's condemning who? That's my own nephew. So it's not stranger. But this is what we're trying to avoid. Because if you don't give them something to think about, the new thing they got now is as soon as you criticize, you're being in America. Before it used to be Ellen, then they weren't say anything. Now they're tired with that one. You're being in America all that time. What you do? Nothing. You want to criticize, you'll come home and do it. What make you think that we can't? You know how many dollars we're sending home, keeping your government afloat? We subsidize the government. Liberian diaspora subsidize the government. If you don't know that, you know how many dollars people, family members send to other family members weekly, monthly? Do you know that? You think you know that the people you think they got no business talking in the government business. If they close their mouth and don't send money over there, you know the kind of trouble you'll get in less than a week? Things you don't know. Things you don't know. Don't insult. Listen to somebody coming out here making their point. I will make sure they don't insult you either. But let them make their point. If you don't agree with them, the line is open. Call me. Mr. To, I don't agree with you. In your house, do you insult every day, all day? No. When you're talking to your family, do you insult? No. So why when you come on people's platform and that's when the insulting spirit come into you? Oh, Lord Jesus, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Okay, folks. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We'll say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time. Mr. So will be on by Sunday. We'll be back Monday. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Good night, folks.
Jade akoma iloko ofori loke bidu so dayo jai brother nure ga yo kenale o ma iwe kamude wonye ke badoka wa yo na onya duo nemo ma yo Arabi we be batele ora babaro Josephine Niwe Wana se mo ma iwe kamude so maiwa asemo maiwe kamude onye yiba jaye kwaya na kanda asemo maiwe kamude onye baba jaye waya na asemo goba iya baba za wanya go ana re konyo royo nyaduwa mote ye baba sawra teyo ine wala baba sawra teyo maiwe kamude wala sawra wa banya boja kendale maiwe kamude kana jaje bola banya boja osemone maiwe wole we bola ya mana se moke kendale maiwe kamude mana yeje mana yeji ye mo yeji akrema ruwa dewe maiwe kamude wala atone ne mo woyo roba si agodio wala se mo ba mo ke mo nya o kendale ase mo maiwa nanu ni da wa yede atoka nirekuwa ufori kasi ati akoma so sabaje oh mayo ate mayo se mamayi wọ́n gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú dẹ́sán ẹ̀ mayo se mayo kamude ìyẹ̀mọ́rẹ́ gbọ́wọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú sàn ẹ̀ mayo rọ́bìnrin ṣe wọ̀dẹ̀ aláṣọ ọ̀jáde ṣe gbé ní àwọn gánà bí ẹ̀ ó yẹmọ́ kí ní báyọ̀ tóbi bàbá oríta bá òpó blo àwọn kàmúnú ọba oníkànnì ẹ̀mọ́ yóò lọ ọlámọ̀sága àtẹwé ìyá ó dé ní ẹwà ọba mayo kamude òbíkẹ́ tàgbà ó ti jẹ́tẹ́ ilé ṣèké àṣẹ mọ́ àti mọ́ wọ́n forí kásátì òpàlẹ̀ tìlẹ̀ lókè bí wọ́n ṣe mọ́ máyé kamude wala agede na mo ruwa mo kana agede na mo ruwa mo kana le o fore se mo dada wala fore ki yan mo yo ga ye waye de keba onye bige ba shodo wala ati mo wi ya o ma ile soko faso ke ile wala faso ke ile wa waye de keba ti e faso ke Jakwasa nyo kwa wea. Awo wea